This was President Morsi's day. Tens of thousands of his Muslim Brotherhood and other Islamist supporters packed the streets outside Cairo University, looking more like a political rally than a protest. They needed to show up in big numbers to slow the opposition's momentum and did not disappoint.
U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton personally praised the leading role played by Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi in brokering a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. A day after his diplomatic triumph, Morsi issued a decree which will hand yet more powers to the presidency.
They applauded Morsi's controversial decree giving him near absolute power, as well as a draft constitution which human rights experts warn could seriously limit freedoms of speech, religion, and women's rights. The opposition promises an indefinite campaign of mass protests, strikes, and civil disobedience until Morsi rescinds his decree and annuls the draft constitution. But tonight, in a special ceremony, Morsi accepted the final draft constitution from the panel that wrote it, every one of them Islamist, and declared a national referendum for December 15th.
Political shakeup coming straight from the top in Egypt. Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi removing the nation's top 2 military officers, including the powerful Field Marshal Tantawi. They are being, quote, sent to retirement. Mr. Morsi also took away the military council's legislative powers without warning, effectively shaking off the army's grip on power.
A salute from Egypt's new defense minister to the man who brought him to power, Egypt's President Mohamed Morsi. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is now the general the Pentagon must do business with when it deals with Egypt.
After a long battle for power with the military, Morsi's surprise move sent a message that he is in charge.
Violent protests erupting in Egypt after President Mohamed Morsi grants himself new powers. Tens of thousands clashing on the streets over the move. Some burning offices of Morsi's group, the Muslim Brotherhood.
The region, as dangerous as it already was, even more dangerous. What we have is exactly what I said many times in the past, and my military colleagues knew that once the Muslim Brotherhood had seized control, and that's exactly what they've done through Morsi, through Mohamed Morsi. I mean, this was a no-brainer. We knew. I mean, he has virtually stolen not only the Constitution. He has thrown out the Parliament. He has thrown out which they do not have now. And so the poor Egyptians are saying, oh, everything was going to be great, it was going to be wonderful. Morsi came in and took over, and now look what we have. So this is a very, very dangerous situation. What we've done is allowed the Muslim Brotherhood now to complete their caliphate. This is exactly what they promised they were going to do.
حلم الخلافة الإسلامية، حلم أرض الخلافة يتحقق بإذن الله على يد الدكتور محمد مرسي ومن معه من إخوانه وجماعته وحزبه. رأينا الحلم الكبير الذي نحلم به جميعا، الولايات المتحدة العربية. الولايات المتحدة العربية ستعود إن شاء الله، ستعود الولايات المتحدة العربية على يد هذا الرجل ومن معه إن شاء الله.
And they have done it. And now the Egyptian people will be without a constitution. They will be without a Supreme Court. They will be without anyone who can control who some are calling the new Pharaoh.
After 2 days of clashes that left more than 40 people dead, residents of Port Said buried their dead, while Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi declared a 30-day state of emergency here and in 2 other provinces racked by violence, Suez and Ismailia. Near Cairo's Tahrir Square on Sunday, clashes broke out between protesters and police for a 4th straight day. The continued unrest, a powerful reminder of how the country's turmoil has deepened since Morsi took office last June.
Canals that used to be the lifeblood of the Egyptian countryside have become toxic rubbish dumps. The refuse breeds rats and the rats breed disease, yet still more rubbish is thrown in. Running water is a luxury here. Women have to collect it, as they do in remote villages, but we're only an hour away from the centre of Cairo. There are no regular rubbish collections in Abusir, so local landowners are paying contractors to clean the canal, a public service that normally they would expect the authorities to provide.
What we can't convey to you is the absolute stench and squalor that people are living in. The smell is something between rotting flesh, rancid vegetables and excrements. And kids are playing in this. It's hardly surprising that people are getting sick.
اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم انصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم عليك باليهود ومن والاهم. اللهم عليك باليهود ومن والاهم. اللهم فرق جمعهم. اللهم شتت شملهم. اللهم أرنا فيهم قوتك وأرنا فيهم عظمتك وأرنا فيهم جبروتك يا رب العالمين.
الأذان تفضل. أذن أنا. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله.
أقول للكنيسة نعم أنتم إخواننا في الوطن، ولكن هناك خطوط حمراء. الخط الأحمر الذي عندنا هو شرعية الدكتور محمد مرسي، اللي هيرشها بالمية هنرشه بالدم.
وسيكون هتافنا على القدس رايحين شهداء بالملايين، على القدس رايحين شهداء بالملايين، على القدس رايحين شهداء بالملايين.
إما الصهاينة وما يريدون وإما الحرب. هذا ما يعرفه هؤلاء المحتلين لأرض فلسطين المعتدين على الفلسطينيين، هؤلاء مصاصي الدماء مشعلي الحروب أحفاد القردة والخنازير.